Are you going to get rich in the next 3 years, or are you going to get completely replaced? We're stripping away the relentless AI hype today to show you exactly where the real massive opportunities actually are in this explainer. It's the ultimate question, right? It's literally keeping everyone from senior software engineers to local small business owners wide awake at night. We're constantly bombarded with headlines saying AI is going to wipe out entire professions. But then in the exact same breath, we hear it's the greatest gold rush of our lifetime. So which one is it really? To get to the bottom of this, we're diving straight into some absolutely crucial insights from Aaron Levie. He's an enterprise tech founder, and his platform, Box, is actively used by 64% of the Fortune 500. He operates deep in the messy, pragmatic reality of actual enterprise business. And his core thesis? It is incredibly urgent. He says we have a strict 3-year window right now to build the next major wave of defining technology companies. Section 1. The 3-year AI window. The clock is ticking. Look at the historical timeline. Every few decades, we get a massive foundational technology shift. We saw it with the mainframe, then the personal computer, the internet, and then that massive pivot to cloud and mobile. Each one of these eras created this very rare, brief window where the foundational companies of that generation were born. I'm talking about your Microsofts, your Amazons, your Ubers. Well, AI, it's the exact same kind of foundational shift. But here's the catch. That window doesn't stay open forever. You literally only have a few years before the first movers capture all the crucial customer data. Once an AI company gets that feedback loop going from active users, their agents get smarter and smarter. That creates an insurmountable network effect that just locks everyone else completely out. The window is wide open right now, but it's closing fast. Section 2. The engineering death myth. Software engineers. Now let's dismantle a huge myth. There's this crazy contrast between the doom-mongering you see on your social media timeline and the actual reality of enterprise business. The Silicon Valley hype machine wants you to believe a solo founder is going to deploy 50 autonomous agents and just literally sleep while their startup runs itself. But in reality, founders trying that are unbelievably stressed out because they're basically babysitting 50 chaotic toddlers. Enterprise reality actually demands strict human supervision, heavy safety guardrails, and intense compliance. Yes, AI is incredibly fast at generating code. That is absolutely true. But generating code is just one tiny, tiny slice of actually building software. Getting that code into production safely, protecting it from hackers, maintaining it so the whole system doesn't just spontaneously break, and integrating it with existing messy database systems, that still requires immense human expertise. You absolutely need real human engineers to orchestrate the whole shebang. So instead of firing everyone, smart companies are just shifting roles. Look at Eli Lilly, for example. They are actively hiring lab software automation engineers. These are people specifically tasked with using AI to automate the drug discovery process. AI is not killing software jobs, it's shifting them. It's empowering engineers to be twice as productive, letting companies tackle far bigger, much more ambitious problems than they ever could before. Section 3. The accountability bottleneck. The heart of human value. So what happens when AI actually does take over the busy work? It triggers the law of constraints. Basically, when AI radically lowers the barrier to doing a task, think drafting standard legal documents or analyzing medical imaging, the overall demand for that work just skyrockets. Suddenly, you're pumping out 10 times the output. But guess what? That demands even more human managers and reviewers to oversee it all and escalate the anomalies. Because here is the raw truth. Even if an AI model is absolutely brilliant and gets it right 98% of the time, that tiny 2% error rate is completely unacceptable when you're dealing with millions of dollars, complex legal contracts, or someone's physical health. If you draft a contract with AI, you are for sure still paying a human lawyer to review it, because taking that 2% risk is just not worth it. And that brings us to the ultimate limitation of artificial intelligence. At the end of the day, when a Bank of America transaction goes haywire and your money vanishes, a human being must be legally accountable. You simply cannot put an AI model's weights in jail. You cannot sue Claude, and you can't sue ChatGPT. Our entire society runs on accountability, and AI agents have absolutely zero of it. Section 4. Opportunities in the mess, where the money is. This brings us to where the actual billions of dollars are hiding. If you look at legacy industries, they are completely unready for plug-and-play AI. Healthcare is battling severe patient data privacy and risk. Law requires deep contextualization of human risk tolerance. Banks demand zero-error financial compliance. And manufacturing? It's just full of undocumented, messy workflows. Trying to integrate AI into these environments is incredibly difficult. But hey, that difficulty, that is your opportunity. There is a massive fortune just sitting there waiting for a scrappy 10-person consulting firm in a place like Minneapolis that simply helps regular, boring companies safely integrate these tools. Someone has to step up and build an AI integration consulting firm to figure out the guardrails, connect all that messy enterprise data, manage the team change, and set up those crucial human-in-the-loop alert systems. Section 5. The Founder's AI Playbook. Tactical Framework. Let's get tactical. Stop worrying about trying to build the smartest foundational model. Companies like OpenAI and Anthropic are already spending billions doing that for you. Instead, follow this playbook. Step 1, just assume superintelligence already exists. Step 2, figure out exactly where in the economy that intelligence would add the most monetary value. And step 3, identify the human integration bottlenecks that stop that intelligence from just magically working. Go out and solve that messy hurdle. Because AI has totally democratized the ability to build and code products, the barrier to entry has literally never been lower. But that also means there is way more noise and competition in the market. Yesterday's bottleneck was writing the actual code. Today's bottleneck is completely different. The ultimate entrepreneurial superpower right now is old school sales, brilliant marketing, and deeply, deeply understanding your customer so you can actually cut through all that noise. You don't need to be some genius, hardcore software coder to win in this new era. You just need to be relentlessly curious, really fluent in how these AI agents actually work, and totally willing to tackle the messy human parts of an industry you already know well. Be the human in the loop that takes the accountability. Ride the massive tailwind of this technology rather than stubbornly fighting against it. So, the tools to build the future are right at your fingertips, but the clock is ticking. Let's do a rapid core review of what we covered. We have exactly a 3-year market window before network effects lock us out. AI error rates of just 2% absolutely demand human accountability. And the real billions are hiding in integrating AI into the messy, undocumented data of healthcare, law, banking, and manufacturing. Today's core takeaway: do not compete on building smarter models. Compete entirely on human-in-the-loop accountability. Now, let's get into a hardcore debate. Do you think this 3-year window is a strict, hard deadline, or is it just more Silicon Valley hype? What is your reasoning? Leave a comment below with your take, and you'll instantly get our full AI tool checklist and integration mind map.